All right, so look, I hope y'all all enjoyed the highlights. It was the Celtics versus the Heat. I had to make sure I did that for Reese. But Reese, I did promise you that we were going to talk about your team, though. So we did just talk about that. Now, on to my team, though. On to my team. And the quarterly review, ladies and gentlemen of the NBA, the Lakers are finally surging. Reese, do you believe in the Lakers? Because I got to say, and let me just say this, right? Let me give a little context to folks who don't know. We had an 0-5 start, okay? Like, it's not the best, but we had a tough schedule. Then we have 2 5-game losing streak. That means we lost 5 times in a row, not once, but twice. Tough. And you heard Reese earlier. He did say if you have a losing streak of 5, you're probably not going to do too big. We got 2 of them already. But after that, we have turned the season around. We're currently 9-12. We're 12th in the West. And, well, we one game behind 10th. How are y'all feeling? Because, we're 7-2 when AD is our leading scorer. And then 2-12 when he not. So how do y'all feel about the Lakers now? Like,
you said it right there. That was it. You alluded right to what I was going to say. Now that they figured out the Russell Westbrook 6-man thing that I felt like we all knew before the season started, that's where Russ should have been starting. Maybe even last year, but he should have been coming off the bench. And why is that? That's because you get to have an offense centered around Anthony Davis, and you keep him in constant pick and roll in motion at all times that he is on the court. When LeBron is out there starting, it's pick and roll with AD. When Bron subs out and Russ comes in, it's pick and roll with AD. And you get your who needs to be the best player on your team going, and you win games through who is your best player. And I do think that you all can keep it up if AD keeps. His last 10 games have been amazing. And like you said last year, his stats, were what they were, but we wanted to see dominance. Now he is giving dominance. Even if he doesn't give me 40, at least I know he shot the ball 25 times, and his intent was to get 40. You know what I mean? This is all about intention, and when you really got that dog in them. And so when you got Russ, when you got arguably the 2 best pick-and-roll ball handlers in the league right now, in Russ and Bron, you should be able to win games with a powerful big, and the second big in the league, probably AD, or third best big in the league with AD.
I agree. We got a nice little card. We got a nice little hand that we have dealt to us. We just got to manage it properly. Hopefully we don't have any injury issues. Now, Freddie, speaking of issues, though, I know you know about issues because you're Knicks. So, for issues.
My fault. Let's keep going.
I hear you. Real quick, how many of these y'all got? Anyways, so, on a serious note, we still got 16. But now, so like, how many issues do you have with my Lakers though right now? Like, do you have any worries for us? Because we still don't have elite shooters, right? I even saw a trade out there where we might get Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan back for Russell Westbrook, who Reese also just stated works well off the bench, which I stated last season, which I think the Lakers finally listened. Bring him off the bench. He gets his own team. He gets that confidence. Now coming in the fourth quarter, he can close out with the boys, and you good. Because like you say now, you have constant pick and roll action throughout the game. And then in the fourth, similar situation. And the person who's not in the pick and roll is a freak of nature athlete. So, Freddie, do you worry about my Lakers at all? Like, AD still has injury issues. Like, our shooting's not elite. We still considering to trade Russell Westbrook. Is there worry? Is there cause for pause? Is this too early to say we surging right now?
No. Y'all are a title contender even now. Like, y'all are stressing me the hell out. Like I said, my 2 favorite players play on y'all team, so I'm watching every game closely. If Russ gets traded, he'll be the best player in Chicago, first of all. Just want He's a good bench player for the Lakers because you have LeBron and AD.
Situational, yeah.
When he goes to Chicago, he go to most places, he'll be back to being the number one and number two player. But that means a lot for LA because, like you said, him coming off the bench, I didn't like it. I didn't want it to happen. A lot of people did. I'm happy it did happen because Russ, yesterday, 11 assists, 0 turnovers. Let's talk about it.
Both of them, Bron and Russ, had 11 assists, 0 turnovers.
There we go. They beat
perfect game, and we barely beat the Bucks.
Numbers from yesterday against a championship caliber team. Chris Middleton's back, right? 50% from the field, 40% from three, 4 total turnovers as a team. Lakers, right? And LeBron in the fourth quarter. He had like 13, 15 points or something like that in the fourth quarter, right? AD was AD throughout the game. We watched AD last year, and Embiid, Cat, Giannis coming in there and just punking him. He played Giannis. He outplayed Giannis yesterday, if we're being honest. Giannis didn't have a dominant rebounding game. Interior, he had a crazy block on LeBron, but I'm saying all that to say that the Lakers look good. They're scary. Everybody should be scared of them. They're going to be a 5 seed. A lot of games that they lost, they had double-digit leads. Their third quarter has been their Achilles, right? They've lost in the close game early on as well. They got smoked a couple. And they just lost to Indiana. Coaching, it seemed like he has their attention. He has their ear. They're willing to run to a brick wall for him. He found out the rotations. Matt Ryan's cut now. JTA shouldn't be playing as much. Pat Bev's not jacking up threes. I think his first 16 of 17 shots this year with 3-pointers. Like, the team is finding an identity, and they realize that they don't have to be Golden State to be dominant. AD's not jacking up 10 threes. He took 2 yesterday and made to 3 and made 2 or something like that. But he's inside dominating. Russ isn't jacking up 12 threes a game. Russ is getting downhill, pushing the break. So they're playing their physical style of play. Lonnie Walker's super hyper athletic, running the court, attacking. They're doing what they need to do. I think sometimes teams get caught up in, we need to be Golden State. That's what killed a lot of rosters and teams. The only team that can shoot like Golden State is Golden State. The way to make it far, get into the playoffs, and be successful is to play defense, grab boards, and to freaking score the ball at an efficient rate. You do that best around and around. So
and to your point too, again, I don't discredit this year. Again, this was our award, but we were playing defense. We were dominating the boards. We were the more physically imposing team in the bubble. So like that was our bread and butter. So if you don't have shooters, like we don't have elite shooters, you got to make it up somehow, some way on the energy, for the energy stats. So like the rebounds, the steals, all those hustle plays, I need to see that from the Lakers on a consistent basis. The interior presence, you got to dominate that game because 3 might be worth more. It's also a little tougher to make those threes too, though. Like especially how the game is played nowadays. Those interior points, like the mid range, that's the toughest shot to make. You know what I'm saying? But that's a 2-pointer. That's what we need to be focusing on too. So I like us focusing inside and out, like working inside and out. Because you also give, like Austin Reeves can hit the shot, right? He's not an elite shooter though. But if you give him enough time, anybody can knock down.
Catch and shoot wide open, right?
Yeah, so if we give him enough time, that's AD and Bron and Russ. So
about the Lakers, and I do think they're surging right now. But I'll say too, they're kind of getting this momentum at the perfect time, and then y'all's next 10 games will be a true test. Because I'm happy for y'all kind of turning, getting more wins than the Celtics had losses. I was happy about that for y'all. But I needed y'all to still kind of beat some competition. Y'all beat
the Bucks.
Well, no, I know. Hear me out.
That's Bucks and Portland.
No. Hear me out. Let me get there. Y'all played the Spurs 3 times and beat them. Y'all played Detroit and beat them, right? So over y'all next 10 games, y'all play the Wizards, the Detroit, and the Wizards. Y'all play the Wizards twice in Detroit. So those are 3 games that y'all have to win, right? But then y'all play Cleveland.
The Cavs, we play Toronto, Philly, Boston. That's a W right there. The Nuggets, we've already played before we beat them. We could beat Cleveland. Like, Cleveland's winnable. Toronto's winnable. The 76ers, that's definitely winnable because they also don't have James Harden and Maxey. Boston is winnable. Because again, y'all don't have Rob Williams, so really, who's going to stop AD?
And,
Especially comes to play.
They can beat
Denver,
anybody in the league right now.
Like
They can beat anybody in the league right now.
What about Al Horford? He's not playing that game. He's out too. Oh, that's tough.
That's who we're putting on Anthony Davis. We're not worried about that. Al Horford.
Do you want to just add the loss to the record now, or just wait December 13th?
I should put a wager on that.
I'm willing to put money on that right now.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Is it a dollar and a dream?
What is the bet?
I'll put a wager. Got to pay
for the winner. For the winner. Winner gets the win. Winner gets the pot. Easy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So how much we putting up? Whatever.
That's why I asked how much are we putting up. Is it a dollar and a dream, or are we doing like what's the money? 20?
No, it's your wallet versus mine. I'm with whatever.
20? You want to be friendly? 20?
20's fine. 20's fine.
All right.
Yeah. It's easy.
Do we do like a virtual shake on it, or how?
Nah, it's all right. Just send it to my Cash App. I'll make sure it gets to the winner.
Yeah, I got you. Remember, when you send it back, that 20 is like add an extra 0.
I got you. I already sent it to you. It's good. I already sent it to you.
Got you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad the Lakers are catching fire, but now y'all just got to keep that going.
I think we do because right now we're 20 games in, and it's an 82-game season. So over the next 60 games, we just have to be one of the better teams because teams are going to fall off. Like the Jazz are going to start to slip. Portland had a great start.
It's all about when you catch them.
They got to get back healthy. They need Dame back now.
Well, yeah, I can't get around that one. They do, yeah, because they were like a 2 seed, and then they dropped all the way down to the 10.
And then they lost Dame.
Y'all not think the Trailblazers and the Timberwolves are in the same boat?
I do think you could try to trade Dame. Actually, maybe you could switch those two, Dame for Cat, and you bring back something else. I don't know, like you could like this.
Portland's actually a threat in the West, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about situational though. If you bring back D'Lo and Cat for Damian Lillard, now you got Dame and Rudy, and then you got D'Lo. You keep Nurkic over there because I don't even like. Dame needs to rid himself of Nurkic because Nurkic is not the best big man person. Like Nurkic and Hodl, however you pronounce his last name, they are similar enough players to me. Yeah, like they are similar enough players to me. Like I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the biggest Nurkic.
Speaking of the bubble, I remember when they first started back up. Nurkic was in the bubble, the beginning of the bubble, snapping. 5 blocks, 3 steals.
So was TJ Warren. I just want to throw that out there.
Like he was snapping the beginning of the bubble, and I thought he found something, and then it just fizzled away.
Yeah, no. So was TJ Warren. I got to remind folks. So was TJ Warren. I like TJ, but they not like that though. They're not like that. Yeah. But it is good though to know.
Western Conference threat, bro. Just to throw that out there.
They are, like I told you, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff caliber team. Contender might be a little tough right now. I gotta wait. Dame needs to come back, and then they need to show me that they can play back to what they were doing before I can say, okay, they're a contender. And it was too early too. So like, if they do it a little further on in the season, I'll vault them up to contender. But right now, they're not surging like my Lakers, so it's cool. It's fine. It's Danny.
And nobody is surging like the Celtics, best team in the league. Just put it out there.
They don't peak too quick.
Real quick, didn't y'all lose to the? Never mind. Tell you what.
Sorry, that just ended our second 10-game win streak or 9-game win streak in the season. Y'all got one of those yet? Y'all got
Jimmy Butler be cooking y'all, man.
You said who?
Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest though, it's crazy, right? Jimmy and DeMar DeRozan, those two guys have Boston's number.
Mid-range game, bro.
Yes, bro.
That's crazy.
They have Boston's number, bro.
That's crazy. Reese, holla at me when y'all get one of these though.
Listen, and now apparently so do the Cavaliers.
The rest of the day.
You said what?
One last, I don't know if it's a question or not. I'll just say, and maybe it'll come out from the question. So, other than Golden State, is there any team that comes to mind for y'all that won a championship by being elite 3-point shooters? They won it solely, well, not solely, because they were a very good defensive team as well, Golden State. But because I hear a lot of people that say, oh, this team, they don't shoot well from 3. They're not a great elite 3-point shooting team. Now, other than Golden State, who comes to mind when you look at them and they're?
I don't think that I don't.
3-point shooting.
I don't necessarily have a team that's elite 3-point shooting because I feel like Golden State's the first to do it. But you also got to realize, take into consideration, the game has evolved. Like, we didn't think about 3-point shooting when we had Wilt and Green and all them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as big of a factor. But now it is because, like, folks are jacking up a lot of threes. Again, Bron is shooting 7 to 9 a game. What the actual hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how it is nowadays. If you don't have shooters, it's an aspect of the game.
He was shooting the back. Brooklyn, New York.
Exactly. So like, and Brook was putting up 20, back then. So I mean, like, it's just a different day and age.
Yeah. So I
people actually, I will say the Mavericks that year against the Heat.
Nah, because I don't want to get mad. I don't want to get mad.
But I'm saying in terms of the tray ball, Jason Terry and
they had Jason Kidd, Jason Terry. But you had like
JJ and JJ, yes, and I think it's and JJ. They both
they had more. So to me, they had more of like a complete team sort of situation though, because they didn't kill them from the three; they killed them from the dirt. That's what they killed them. Like that's like that.
Guess
that's what Dirk was.
That's what I'm saying though. Dirk was hitting off to those shooters, and they were. They were firing off. That's what I'm saying.
But Dirk dominant in that post.
Right.
Yeah, I'm about to say that low block, that little fadeaway, that was yeah, and that's why I said.
I brought up that trade to help you in your Lakers because that's my point. I hate when they say, "Oh, shoot." No, Lakers don't need to be shooting.
I don't think it.
Three. They can win with the defense they play. I feel like they figured out their lineup. And the two stars that they have leading that team, I think they can win as constructed. I don't think they need to go out and overcompensate for shooting and then lose a lot of the good stuff that they do have right now. Like in a
he's saying this,
Lonnie Walker and all.
He's saying this because of Buddy Hield at the beginning of the season. I just want to state for clarification: if you add someone like a Buddy Hield, that's like when we're saying add shooters, we're talking about what's worked for LeBron James. So if you have pick and rolls with Bron and AD, if I pass the ball out, right, if you're not a shooter, what you gonna do? Well, if you can't score the ball, our team has not.
Our team anymore. When you're just a specialist, you gotta be all around player in the game now.
So here's the thing: Bron needs role players who know their role. Like and those roles are shooters,
bro,
energized players,
bro.
like.
We're not playing through Bron anymore. We're playing through AD. And when I say we, I'm talking about Lakers. Like playing through AD. So I do get it.
But he's going to get him the ball, though. He's going to get him the ball, though, right?
I don't think you need to go out and get a Kyle Korver in place of a Troy Brown. Troy Brown does more for your team than a Kyle Korver would. Because, again, you're not trying to jack up 43s, bro. You're trying to lock up the other team, stop their fast break, stop their open threes, and then come down, control the pace of the game, and get it to AD. So I think the 3-point thing is always overstated.
You don't think adding the shooters? So let me ask you this: you don't think adding the shooters helps Anthony Davis? Because imagine having a Kyle Korver on one side, having PJ Tucker on the other. I'm just giving two names of people who shoot the ball, right? And then you got Bron running the pick and roll game. And now, like, if you want to dump the ball down to AD. Well, if you double AD, he can kick it out to a shooter. So now you're gonna kill the person who's gonna try to double team. So now if that person starts hitting too many threes, you can't help off no more. And now it's a one-on-one scenario with AD.
Would you rather have Kyle Korver and you said PJ Tucker over Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves? Because I would. Like I might. It depends.
It's not. PJ
shut down a Kyle Korver. Sit on his shooting hand, right? Don't.
It's not easy to shut down Austin Reeves.
No, because he attacks. He's shooting well right now. He creates.
I think what Freddie's saying though, the shutdown for Reeves.
Again, you got to defend
from the shot, but like that's not all. Kyle Korver can still drive the ball, like
there too. And then I know we got to go. So I'm sorry, but listen, Joe Harris, a couple years back in the playoffs for Brooklyn, couldn't hit the broad side of the barn, right? And became irrelevant on the court.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. Duncan Robinson got paid $90 million, bro, and can't get on the court now. because you got the game is on him. You close out in his shooting hand, force him to put the ball on the ground. He doesn't know what to do. And then he got to come down and play defense. Now he's just running up and down the court, taking up space. And now you got to take him out. And now, you know what I'm saying?
Now, okay, so
but you have to still guard them though, and it's like you have to play those shooters honestly. So I'm not worried about that defender, like his defender helping off on AD. So I'm gonna put the shooter on the same side as AD, throw the ball down to AD. If you try to help out, dump it down to the shooter. Now he gets more time to shoot the ball. You can't help off that easily. So for me, shooters help out. I agree with you. We don't need to go out and get only shooters. Like you need to have some versatility. You need to have defenders. And I taking away Troy Brown maybe isn't the person that like I might want to take away. I honestly, it might want to be Pat Bev, but I want to get more shooting to help out.
Kendrick Nunn easily.
Thank you. Like somebody's got to go, because at least Troy Brown has some height and athleticism, a little lankiness where I can go in and help out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so on the defensive side, I'm not going to get killed that way. And then, like you said too, he helps out on the rebounding part. But if I'm bringing in someone like a Kyle Korver and then a PJ Tucker too, PJ gives me that same defense and is versatile, and then they both can shoot the ball. So again, like I said, shooting wise, like it would fit. Like they both, well, not Kyle, but like they can defend, and you have to. They keep the defense honest. So that's what I'm thinking about. And again, shooters work for Bron, who is still an integral part of this team. Same with Russell.
Offensively is a corner specialist still. Like if you close out, because there's some disciplined defenses that can recover, sit on your hand, make you put the ball into your weak hand, and now what you're gonna do, like, and it's the thing, right? Like I said, we've seen it happen. Take away their elite shooting, and if they're off, even if they're open, they're off. Now they got to come down and defend another end. So you're pretty much trading a missed three for a guaranteed. We're gonna put you in a pick and roll, or we're gonna ISO you or put you on a block, and we're gonna score you until they take you off the game. So you have to be red hot that game, or you can't play. And then what good is that shooter? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're also not this wouldn't be the game plan like the entire game though. Like you use different strategies throughout. So like maybe one quarter you doing straight threes, or maybe one particular part of the quarter you're doing straight threes, and then after that it's about matchups, it's about substitution. So like I said, I have to have shooters on my team. Somebody gonna have to shoot the ball properly. I'm talking about I need to have somebody who can confidently knock that thing down. And that's gonna help my team flow. That's gonna give some spacing. You need spacing on teams. Like the Bucks wouldn't be as good as they are if they didn't have spacing. If their team couldn't shoot threes.
Well, they won versus the Suns without being shooting great from three, and that's kind of where my point was getting to. Like most teams are winning with the rebounding, with the star player playing, coming up big at moments. You know, things like that. The traditional way of winning. Only Golden State has broke that mold of what it takes to win a championship.
I'm beyond.
Like a lot of teams aren't shooting 38 to 40% from three in the finals.
Freddie, I really don't feel like Golden State even has broken that mold for real. Because when you really think about it, like I think Steph Curry is the elite shooting that you're referencing. Like even when Klay, like, because Klay Thompson, like I understand the threat in terms of gravity that Klay Thompson is, but like he hasn't had like, it's not like Klay Thompson has won them series. I'm saying series.
He saved them series though.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. But I'm saying won them, because when I think about like Golden State.
Is that fair to say? Because you also had Kevin Durant on your team after
right. Hear me out. No, Trey. That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking to Freddie's point about 3-point shooting being the thing that won it. Right. You had KD. KD didn't just feast in the 3-point shot. He had his mid range, and he still had his pull up that he used.
Well, prior to him though, even prior to KD.
So
right.
that first year they won it. Would you say that wasn't 3-point center? Because you had Steph, even though he had a down year, he was still annihilated as a little strong. It went game 6. They didn't have Kyrie in love.
They allowed Cleveland to post up with Tristan Thompson and Timothy Mozgov and trade 2s for 3s that whole entire time. They literally allowed them to play that and shot him out the gym.
What I'm saying is Steph Curry, like in that series, that first series, right? I'm saying that he, just like Freddie was saying about kind of Giannis being that dominant player, and you were saying like dominant players have won games when you don't need that shooting. I just think Steph Curry, that's just how he dominates, and it just so happens to be with the 3-point shot. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like he's the best player on their team, and the way that he dominates isn't just in the paint. It's him you know what I mean, who's kind of swinging that tide in terms of utilizing the 3-point shot. So when I say I don't think it's Golden State, I'm saying I don't think it's Golden State. I think it's Steph Curry. That's what I'm saying.
So
what would be needed?
Because I think the Rockets are a team. That Rockets
would have been a team to mention if they wanted.
Right.
But they didn't. With the same.
Then they killed them because they shot like, I forget what they shot, but they shot terrible. They missed like 17 straight.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Right.
So the Rockets was trying to do it with just the tray ball. Like, I'm gonna just pass out and we gonna knock down. You know what I mean? We gonna have PJ Tucker running our 5. We gonna be 5 out and we gonna shoot threes the whole time. Like, I feel like that's not what the Warriors.
But see, Reese, here's where it gets tricky, right? Like, the Suns before the Rockets fit this narrative of like
second Suns.
Yeah. So I'm like, I would, but he said who won the championship though.
Right.
So like for me, it's nobody but the Warriors. Like even if I definitely hear you on your point, right? Like Steph Curry, I was thinking about that too as we were talking. I was like, maybe that is the case. But I still think it, like Klay Thompson is called one of the top 5 shooters in the history of the game.
For sure.
Like even though Iggy won the MVP, like they won because of that trade ball too. Like that's what got them over the hump a lot of time, along with their defense and versatility. So I do hear you. It's not, they did more than just shoot threes. Like you cannot win a championship by only.
Right. I was about to say that was probably the first time we've seen constant ball movement,
right? Because
and player movement.
No interior offensive play, right?
Right.
They didn't slow, and that was, I think, what kind of caused a lot of teams that have potential to fall by the wayside, right? Houston, right? Okay, let's get rid of Clint Capella, who don't post up anyway, but he's a lob threat, and let's get rid of him and keep Russ as our center, like, because we want to play this up-tempo to match what Golden State is doing. It's like, you can't match that. That's 2 of the greatest shooters ever. And then 3 of the greatest, probably 10 shooters ever. You're not going to be able to do that. Slow the game down. You look at some teams that gave them problems. Like, New Orleans didn't give them problems when they played them, but we saw the one glimpse of when
if they were healthy, they would have beat them.
Memphis gave them problems because Memphis had the interior play, right? Physical guard, and then you got the interior play, and then they figured out Tony Allen. You ain't even got to guard him. Yeah,
I don't know about Memphis. I don't know about.
You don't remember that? They were up like 2-0 or 2-1, and then they literally just stopped guarding Tony Allen.
Maybe early on. Maybe if you're talking about that early on, okay, I can give you that. Yeah.
But there were some physical, bigger teams that gave them problems because they slowed it down and posted up.
I got you. Well, I just wanted to say, fellas, we might win it this year. So I appreciate both of y'all for listening to that.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here.